Hello, and welcome back to the Norwegian campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the Dreadnought Improvement Project. So let's see, we got this task force here with our new modern battleships heading back up here to the North Sea to, well, basically almost to Jutland. Not quite, but almost. Close enough, I'll say. Where they will probably run into one or both of these task forces here combined, as well as this heavy cruiser. At least that's the plan. That's what I want them to run into. Here we got these battlecruisers about to face this task force here. Alright. Let's see, Britain. This force here is headed up here for the invasion, but maybe we can catch them. I've got some ships here. Let's see, these are well, that's an old dreadnought. That's a well, that's a pre-dreadnought. You know that one well. Pre-dreadnoughts. Super dreadnought. Okay, so if we can combine all of this stuff here, now it's not guaranteed that we're going to get a battle because this enemy force is moving out, but maybe the game will be generous and give us the fight. Let's see, anything else? Light cruiser, sure. Can't hurt. Are any of these French ships going here for the invasion? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. If France doesn't want to do this, then I can send my ships elsewhere. That is fine. It's fine by me. Like, I can send them up here, because this force might need help. Will they be there in 1 month? Yes, they will. This force here, I've sent them here to intercept some, well, some enemy fleets that are moving through here. I think I want to move them a little bit though, so they don't just risk getting a strike battle against that port. Let's try here instead. They should still be able to block the Red Sea, maybe. Seems like sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Before we go on to 1938, let's do this convoy mission, which is really just a 1v1 cruiser fight. Now let's see. Jord is of the Bragi class. Quite an old light cruiser, but she's got 7.1-inch guns, Mark IVs, and radar, and some not terrible oxygen torpedoes. Only 20-inch though. And I know the enemy cruiser only has 5-inch guns and no torpedoes. Unless I'm thinking of another class. No. This is the one. That's a it's a nice looking light cruiser though. Yeah, it's the one that only costs 200 million, so something like this, defending against DDs, it's not bad. But I think it might not be the best for a duel against another light cruiser. Then again, it does have a lot of guns. Let's see, what kind of pen do I have at 12.6 kilometers? Not quite good enough to go through 4.4 inches of main belt. Let's get some torpedoes in the water before they blow up. Might get some hits. You never know. If we just continue on the same course, they should do so as well, and might well run into these torpedoes. Yes, they do. Now that was the last of my torpedoes though, because the rest blew up. That gives me a nice early bit of damage over the enemy. .5 kilometers. Might be able to get some penetrations here. Maybe. There we go, secondary tower destroyed. You can't quite decide if she wants to fire AP or HE. Let's force AP. Let's see where that gets us. There we go. Full penetration. You can see the difference between partial pens and full penetrations in this mod. It's quite drastic. In vanilla, this cruiser would be picking me apart with those fast-firing 5-inch guns. I would have burned to death already. Most likely. There we go, getting full penetrations and some flooding. That's what I like to see. Some more flooding. If I can just get some flooding in midships. That would be very nice. And taking out some main guns too. What kind of turret armor do you have? 4.4, same as the main belt. Meanwhile, they're hitting my main tower. Their main guns are now out of ammo. I assume that's because I blew up their turrets. So last I checked, they still had like 1,000 AP left. So it's just down to their secondaries now. And that means I should be able to get them quite easily. And there they go. Nice. Not bad for what is, in many ways, a bit of an obsolete cruiser. Not totally obsolete, but it's not exactly the most modern. Now, let's see what happens in the next turn. This is hopefully I can get this thing, Gibraltar, and then launch a naval invasion of southern Spain once I get back into the Mediterranean, in time to save northern Spain. Let's see here, they are attacking it's gotta be this one because the army forces match. So, Western Sahara. Okay. I cannot do anything about that. Other than, let's see, anyone I can ally with if they ask me next turn. Maybe China? Maybe, maybe Greece? We're not super friendly with either of those, so I don't know. Transport losses are acceptable. Let's see. 8 months until I get some more cruisers. And yeah, I don't think those super battleships will come in time, but maybe for the next war. I can build some more of these DDs because I've lost a few, and then once they are ready, just give them the little refit here. That's a 1 month refit anyway, so we're just gonna do that. Let's build 12. They don't weigh much, so it's not as if they're taking up a lot of port capacity. 6 in Oslo. And 2 in Stockholm. And I guess the last one's in Singapore. There we go. Just so I have some reserves that I can add to task forces that lose their DDs. Alright, on to 1938. And 1938 is an election year. So, Nationalist Party won again. And if there were elections in Britain and France, then their unrest is back to 0. And we have a lot of meetings this turn. At least 4, maybe more, down here. Germany and Italy are fighting. The United States and Italy are fighting. Okay. Italy and China are fighting. Here we go then. Canopus class battleship, 2 of them, Neptune and London. 2 Indomitable class battlecruisers, 18.2-inch guns, and a whole mess of DDs and cruisers. We got the Fridtjof Nansen class battlecruisers joining up with this force here in the Irish Sea. So we got a bit more guns and quite a few more torpedoes to play with, which is nice. All right, let's fight. So they got us outnumbered in cruisers, equal on DDs. We got them outnumbered almost 2 to 1 in capital ships. Although their capital ships, being 2 battleships and 2 very big battlecruisers, are a bit bigger than ours. That is one interesting looking battlecruiser. And it's a bit of a foggy day. So, mix of different battlecruiser classes. That is okay, really. Because they all got 32 knot top speed. Heavy cruisers, I will need you to follow Idwal Amundsen. Light cruisers, just for now, I will need you to follow the heavy cruisers. Torpedoes off. Okay. DDs. I do not really want you to be in like mixed formations. Because you got different top speeds and different jobs. Okay, so there we go. All the Vikings are in one division. Who's the lead Viking here? Viking 04. And the two J33s can join in with the third one there. Like so. You all have your torpedoes off. You have your torpedoes off. Fine. The weather is not perfect, but it'll just have to work. Let's get these DDs out. Get ready for a torpedo attack. Early torpedo volley. As the gun line just forms up. Hopefully not doing too much funky stuff with their formation, as they sometimes do. Let's take a look at the enemy ships. Lord Warden, not quite in range yet. They started quite far away. Here's one of those battlecruisers. Mark III 18s, 30-kilometer range. Triple base picric acid. Heavy shells. Citadel 3 and Barbet 3. This could be very explosive. You got decent-ish armor for a battlecruiser. Turret armor, not quite there. Standard bulkheads, spacious quarters. I mean, yeah, weird turret layout, I gotta say. But if I were to build this, I would just do the typical ABXY thing, so. But I'm kind of traditional like that. Okay. Viking squadron is moving out. Do they have any long-range torpedoes on these cruisers? 17-kilometer torps. I mean, kind of. kind of long range. But not super long range. We can outrange them, if only just by a little bit. Because the enemy line is moving towards us, they should be in range and not that long. And my DDs are now taking fire. Let's form up a line and just hope that they don't splash all the DDs before I can launch. Which, with the amount of fire coming in, that might be the case. We're gonna split Viking 04 from the formation and just have her, I don't know, launch Neptune. If she can. There they go. So, -1 Viking. But we got 4 more. 01. 02. 24 and 03. You can both target that battlecruiser. If you can get your torpedoes away before exploding. '24 has launched at least some torpedoes. If you can get your other quintuple launcher away too, that would be very nice. There you go. And I think most of these are getting away. Now back to the gun line. The Vikings will just have to handle themselves now. Lord Warden, Helge Ingstad, Soleil, Fridtjof Nansen. Ooh, we get some torpedo hits out of this. See if I can save some more of these DDs. Viking 03 is in good shape. 24, not too bad. 01 has probably had it. 02 might get away. But we get more torpedo hits. We're up to 7 now. It's kind of hard to see where all my torpedoes are because it's foggy. But there we go. Ammo detonation aboard London. Neptune also took a torpedo. King Alfred sinks. We get torpedoes on Hercules. We're gonna get more torpedoes on Hercules. Yes, we are. 2 good torpedo hits on Hercules. Up to 15 now. 16. And the number keeps going up. There are so many torpedo hits. I think it's worth the loss of a couple of DDs. It's too bad about the fog. You can't really see the entirety of the huge British fleet around here. At least we can bask in the glory of this amazing battlecruiser with the... Is that... I know one turret amidships is a Q turret. Is that an R turret? Is that the correct designation? I'm not sure. I think it might be an R turret. Q and R turret. Viking 01 will probably not survive. But, I mean, as far as sacrifices go, that was pretty worth it, I'd say. You know, we still got the 3 J33 class DDs. You know, the ones that are actually DDs and not just torpedo bolts. Just take care that the gun line doesn't keep sailing off the map. Yeah, Hercules is completely crippled. Lord Warden, do you have range to hit the Hercules? Not quite. Northumberland, maybe. They're still punishing my DDs. They really did not like that torpedo volley. Scoring a massive 20 torpedo hits. Viking 03, she can do that again. 24 too, maybe. As for the J33s, I want them to target the Neptune. Because I think I can get a lot of torpedo hits out of that. Probably not from 3311 though. That was one hit. Gonna get some torpedoes away before going down. I doubt that. No. It could not. That was one pretty big hit. What was that? 17-inch? Yeah. That's just kind of a risk that comes with the territory of trying to do torpedo runs on battleships. Sometimes the battleships battle back. See, London is sailing in that direction. That will probably not result in any accidental hits on anything, but Let's see, detach you. What did you do now? No, 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 you're not following anything. There. Did you launch 3301? You did. So you can get out, hopefully alive, and live to do that again. Another J-33 gone. I cannot see where my torpedoes are heading again because of the fog. I just have to hope that they are indeed gonna end up somewhere in the middle of the enemy fleet. Let's see, Lord Warden, you are targeting Northumberland? No? Hard to tell. Hard to tell what you're targeting, but my torpedoes are at least hitting things. You scored one more torpedo hit on Neptune. We get a flash fire aboard Hercules. Was that another torpedo hit? No, it was a 15-inch. It was a 15-inch hitting it. And yet more torpedo hits. So sacrificing those DDs might have been worth it. Hercules sinks. That is one battlecruiser down. And that was a big one too. With, what did it have? 18.2-inch guns. So bigger guns on the battlecruisers than on the battleships. Not quite as much armor. Lord Warden, are you still targeting... You are still targeting Northumberland. But Northumberland is out of range. And it might come back. Viking 03 is in good condition and almost has her torpedoes back. So, we're going to be a little bit cheeky. And try and hit those battleships from this side. Actually, Viking 24, you probably will not survive that. It's probably better if you just try and sail home. Viking 03 has the speed to get close enough. Launch some torpedoes at either a battleship or battlecruiser, and then hopefully get out again. See, we are 19 kilometers away from these heavy cruisers. 17-kilometer torpedoes. 17-kilometer torpedoes. All right. Hopefully my battlecruisers will take care of these guys. I'm just gonna do full divisions. Target each of them. That includes you, Lord Warden. Who still needs a new name. Argyle goes down. Cochrane left. Suffers a flash fire. And will probably not survive that. Okay, Lord Warden. You may, Northumberland is just sailing away from me. They're being totally baited by those DDs. Speaking of DDs, O3 is closing in. There you are. And he's now taking fire. Not very accurate, but it's incoming. Let's just make sure the battle line doesn't disappear off the map again. See, Neptune, probably the one to go for here. It's slower, should be an easier target. There we go, torpedoes leaving the tubes. Are we gonna survive this? Who knows? Who knows? Probably not. That's probably another DD about to die. We get some torpedo hits though. Yeah, we did get some torpedo hits on Neptune. And that should slow down most of the enemy line if they are centered around the battleships. Lord Warden, what are you targeting now? Royal Arthur, no. You are not targeting Royal Arthur. You are either targeting Northumberland or not firing at all because you don't have that much ammo left. And you've got my biggest guns. You're my top guy. My number one, not really a battleship, but still I would consider it a battleship. There we go. We are firing at Northumberland. With a decent chance to hit too. We're gonna get any hits out of that though. Partial pen. Well, this thing is just zooming around. Northumberland has done a lot of damage. Mostly to DDs, I think. And the lighter battlecruisers are targeting the escorting enemy heavy cruisers. Which is fine. That's what I would want them to do. Actually, put all your guns and save. Should have done that at the start, I think. It doesn't really... It doesn't seem to make a huge difference. I wish it would slow down the salvos further. So fire one turret, pause, wait for the recoil impulse to dissipate, then the next one, pause. Because that's what's messing up the accuracy. Just maybe a little bit too much gun on not enough of a ship. 8 18.5s on a 45,000 ton battlecruiser is. It is quite a bit. Yeah, Northumberland is just sailing around in circles. I think Neptune is an easier target. Or London, actually. Belay that. Target London instead. There we go, flash fire on London. Yes, very nice. That means Lord Warden can now go back again to target the Neptune. Ooh, Lord Warden takes some pretty punishing hits there. I think I want Lord Warden to detach. But we're taking down the London. And with London gone, let's see, are we in torpedo range of these things? Kind of. That is, that's a little bit scary. Probably going to be a structure kill on London. There we go. London down. These two light cruisers do not carry torpedoes. Was that a flash fire on Canaris? Yeah, it was. It was a flash fire on Canaris. What did that to you? A 17-inch. Which has to be from Neptune. Which is still firing. Try and do something with these light cruisers. Torstein has torpedoes, Hati does not. Hati can just follow Vidar. Torstein is turning around, getting its torpedoes on target. Let's see, Vidar has 11s, no torpedoes. Berserker and Frigg, they do carry torpedoes. And they are in torpedo range of Northumberland. Let's turn those off again. Actually, Hati, you can just continue on. And my frames per minute is being somewhat reduced with all the gunfire and explosions going off. Yeah, those torpedoes will not hit much, I fear, because Northumberland is doing too many maneuvers. Oh, I hit some DDs though. That is something. But Northumberland goes down all the same. If we can just oh, you only have 18-kilometer torpedoes on Torstein. You can launch them at Royal Arthur and then get out. Lord Warden is out of ammo. But they are down to one very damaged battleship, and a bunch of cruisers, mainly. I think we're gonna sink the Neptune. Wasn't Canaris the one who flash fired? What's going on here? Okay, you guys are you have ammo. You can join in. Yeah, Canaris was the one who flash fired. Torstein sinks. What sunk you? 11-inch hit from one of the cruisers. There we go. That's how I wanted it. You guys are out of ammo. Don't get mixed in. Just the Soleil. And we delete some more enemy ships. Let's see. We've not reloaded torpedoes on that side yet. I could turn them around, but that's a lot of maneuvering and faffing about just to get some more torpedoes in the water. Which isn't really needed right now. I think it's more important that I make sure not too many of my ships are wasting ammo trying to hit the same targets. Let's see, Frigg, you can target a DD. Berserker, you can target the DD. Vidar, you can target a light cruiser. That is perfect. They have actually launched torpedoes at me. Not scoring any hits though. It's so hard to see torpedoes in the fog. I've said that before. It's my least favorite kind of weather. Because like the actual gameplay impact of, well, it says clear weather, but it clearly isn't. It's very minimal. But it just looks like poop. And makes things annoying to play. Because you can't, unless you zoom in, you can't see the surface of the water. And you can't see torpedo trails. Let's see, Soleil, you have range to hit a heavy cruiser with your 14.5-inch guns. Oh, you're the ones with ammo. I mean, so far so good. We lost some DDs. We lost one light cruiser. There we go, nice. But we've sunk 4 enemy capital ships. Let's see, Lord Warden is down to 51%. Other than that, none of our ships are really heavily damaged. Canaris took a flash fire, but the actual structure damage is very, very minimal. It's just that, well, she's out of ammo, so can't really make herself useful anymore in this battle, but as long as she can get resupplied, she's not actually in need of repairs. I think we're gonna get the Thetis as well. Let's see, Soleil. What are you targeting? You can target the Bacanti. You got some HE ammo left. Roald Amundsen is actually completely dry. Helge Jordal has a couple of salvos left in her. Vidar is taking some hits, but soaking it up. No problem. And he's done quite a bit of damage as well. Frigg is probably the only cruiser here who hasn't really done much. For some reason. There's no reason why it should be that much of a damage disparage. Unless... yeah, you did score a torpedo hit on something. I'm just gonna fire off what I have left of big gun ammo, and then not sure, maybe go in with the cruisers, finish off these light cruisers and DDs. Or just end the battle. Soleil has plenty of ammo left, so you can probably finish off most of the enemy task force all on her own. How many good hits can we get on Bacanti? 20 kilometers. I should be able to pen that belt armor. Let's get you closer. Maybe not too close, because those enemy DDs still carry torpedoes. I think we're getting the Bacanti now. Frigg is finally landing some hits. Yeah, 9-inch gun's doing well against these DDs at range. Stalwart, did you launch? Or, no, torpedo destroyed. So I know they don't carry reloads. So when they're suddenly out of ammo for their launchers, that means they either launched their torpedoes or the torpedoes got hit and blew up. Bacanti proving herself a very tough ship. But There's a limit to how much a heavy cruiser can take being fired upon by battlecruisers. And there she goes. There goes Bacanti. Okay, getting the cruisers involved now. And Soleil as well. I'd like to wipe out this enemy task force. So they don't interrupt my invasion of Ireland. Okay, our torpedoes were also taken out. And the light cruisers do not carry torpedoes, so we're just getting in here. They have one light cruiser left, Thetis. And I think that's it for Thetis. Yes. Alright. Not too bad. Cost me some DDs. It cost me 6 DDs and 1 light cruiser. But yeah. Okay, so this task force will need to be reinforced with an additional DD squadron because, yeah, these two probably have to go for a pair. But overall, this is pretty nice, I think. Who did the most damage here, though? Probably some of the enemy ships firing at my DDs, because that tends to really inflate damage numbers. Yeah, see, there we go, London with her 17-inch guns did I'd say probably most of that was versus DDs. Yeah, see here, Viking 3, 400,000 damage taken. But in second place we got Helge Jordal, then Roald Amundsen, Soleil, and actually the cruiser Berserker. Where is Lord Warden? All the way back down here, 52,000. But, well, she was almost exclusively, excuse me, firing at big capital ships, so typically don't see the huge damage numbers there. That was a pretty long battle, and we got some big battles ahead of us too. Like this one, featuring mostly older dreadnoughts, including one super dreadnought, but mostly older dreadnoughts, and some DDs, facing well, 2 more Canopus class battleships, and we know those are kind of powerful, and 1 Indomitable class battlecruiser, which also not to be underestimated. Oak and Sable class DDs. Alright. Sentinel class light cruiser. Okay, ISIS, that's the one without the torpedoes. The very reasonably priced light cruiser. And then they got, yeah, a bunch of these Sentinels, which are quite a bit more pricey and carry a lot of torpedoes. Endymion class heavy cruisers. Same as in the previous battle, with the 11-inch guns and torpedoes. So this is going to be a fight, but that's for next time, because we're at a decent episode length as it is. So we got 4 more meetings after the one we just played. It's going to be quite an eventful month. So It's gonna be a little while until we can do some actual like map gaming things, because we have to get all these meetings out of the way first. Well, if I save now and exit, when I load the save again, which battle we're actually gonna get first then, it's actually random. So it might be this, or it might be some other battle. We'll see. Next time, goodbye, and take care.